channel. Going to start some upgrades on this 69 Road Runner. It's a factory 4-speed car, 8 3/4 in. It was 383, but now it's a 69 non-HP 440 in it. I'm going to put an ignition system in it. She's got a pretty bad stutter that we're going to work out. Probably go with a carburetor on it. 4-speed, all that's working great. We went through the lighting system, got a little bit more work to do to that. Probably do some paint match up on it. And it's getting a full front disc brake set up with power booster added. So hang tight with us and we'll work through this. Thanks, guys. Show you what we got in here. Got a little detail work to do, clean up. We're going to replace all the brake system on the front. And really just a little bit of a tune-up. She runs pretty good, starts up real nice. So, but got a real bad stutter, about mid-range on the RPM. So we're going to come in and put a HEI distributor in it, and new coil, run all that, and then we're going to do a carburetor swap out, see if that fixes the stutter. If not, then we'll probably have to get into it a little deeper. So that's what we're working with. Got a trunkload of goodies in this thing that I'm going to put on this car. So, a bunch of little doodads, but full brake system. Kind of a generic brand. MP Master Power Brakes. So that's what we're going to go with. And it's, oh my gosh, these are heavy. Complete power booster setup for it. Going to go on with master cylinder. Accessories. Syringe in case I need to draw up some blood or something. Maybe some emesis. Boy, taking that out. Foam out. Sure lighten that up. Got a HEI style distributor. I'm going to run in this. So this is the smaller unit that I tend to like, that I run on my cars. Pretty simple. Wire into the high output coil 2-wire system. And they tend to work pretty good. This one looks like it's kind of built for some better clearance than even the factory one. But sometimes this is an issue in bumping the side of the head. So you got to use some caution with these. They make a big GM HEI one, but it's longer in your arm, and I'm not a fan of that. I like that this one tends to look a little closer to stock. High output coil that's required. And I don't recall what the output is on these, but it's a little bit greater than a factory one. So install it and you got your specific HEI wires going. It looks like these are all pre-formed, so I don't have to cut these or anything, I hope. Get this coil broke down so that when I get ready to rewire it, it's ready to go. Make sure I get my positive to my positive side, the negative to my negative side. Things at the motor. You gotta be angry. You gotta stay angry. course, it's bigger than what I just had. This may be a little bit of an issue here because I've heard that, and I haven't experienced it, but I've heard that if you run your electronic choke off of your coil, it can cause ignition issues. And this thing has got a definite dead spot at about mid-range on the RPM, so I think I'll find a new route for this and move it and see if that doesn't help out a little bit with that problem. Old stuff, man, old technology. And I know it ran up forever, but those tabs seem like they always break. And I missed the trash can in my normal way. Apparently this thing had a heater core leak because they've re-looped the hose. And we haven't discussed if he wants to put a new heater core in it yet, but I imagine that's coming in the future. So let's get our distributor out of here. That should probably be in It's been a while. I do not work on a lot of big blocks. This is probably only the second one I've ever worked on. A lot of small blocks. Small block openers. And that tends to be where the knowledge is. So I have to remember that these fire counterclockwise. That was not attached very well. If you didn't notice that just came right. I got to get this lined up here, but their clip came right off. So sometimes you'll find little things like that, and then that leads you to figure out that you've been having a problem. And sometimes you just get bad parts, which is really bad and frustrating because when you've got a bad brand new part, it kind of throws you for the loop trying to figure out that that's what the problem is. But it happens a lot anymore, especially. That. So might as well just get all this out of the way because all of this is just got to start from scratch. Okay, once I started to drop the distributor into this, I found out that the aftermarket HEI distributor there is clocked a little different, so I can't just drop it in. I'm not comfortable with that because it's going to run my wires around to different ports on the HEI distributor over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get in and bump this thing around and try and get it up to top dead center. If I can just get the lines marked up, I'll be good because I'll know instantly if it's 180 out. I just pull it, put it back in, and I'm done. So let's get that done. Ah, good gosh. Can you guys see that? I'm not exactly sure. There's before and after. I think the black mark, yeah, the black mark is going to be our top dead center. See where somebody squigglied on there with a Sharpie? And that black mark is not your best attempt at getting a straight line, but it does bring your attention to the side hole there. So that's going to help you. So disconnect the battery here real quick because I don't want to get into a situation where I arc and damage this HEI. Not that that might happen, but let's not take the chance. So here we go. So get an eyeball. All right, we're side to side. So. like this too much because I'll be in and out of here trying to get this lined up. That fuel is ugly. Oh my gosh. Plan B. This is a quick, I know it's probably, look at that fuel. Look at this. Look how nasty that is. Holy cow, can you guys see that? That is nuts. I think I know what we'll be doing next. Holy cow. Time to call the owner. Look at the sediment that is coming out of this gas tank in this Road Runner. It is solid. It looks like sand. It is sand. Look at this. I have never, okay, something's messing with me here. Go this way, down there. Look at the sediment in this. This is just pure mud. That is just out of the filter. Can you imagine what the tank looks like? Oh my gosh. I know it's on the agenda now. Holy smokes. Well, with the discovery of the absolute mud in this filter in this tank, I have never seen one like this. I'm going to go ahead and pop the carburetor off. I think we probably just discovered why we're having huge issues with the throttle response and stuff in this car. So it's a matter of just replace the carburetor too. I'm going to rebuild it. I don't have time for that, so we'll grab one off the shelf that I've got and do some confirming with that, and then probably get a new carburetor ordered for the car. Or just pick one up locally. Can we see this? I never do go the right direction. Look at that. What the? Holy cow. And this was on the other end into the carb linkage, which actually was working pretty good. I'll give them that. Wasn't coming off. But, I mean, that spring, that's what your life could be at risk with this. That throttle sticks down due to hinky, and you're in trouble. All right, let's see what we got here. With that, either that filter was really working good, or, oh, there's not one in there. I am not seeing a lot of, I don't want to pull the carburetor apart right now, but I'm not seeing a lot of, where's that fuel coming out of? Oh, it's leaking right there. Yeah, I don't think the carburetor. Starter pump's bad in it. Okay. All right. So if you look, this is leaking like crazy there. So I'm not super familiar with rebuilding carburetors. Okay, Hollies are simple. These are a little bit weirder to me. But I don't know that you're technically supposed to leak like that out of that accelerator pump. Now I got gasoline all over me. My dog is mad. I think we will talk to Jason about a carburetor. And my phone continues to blow up, so I think he's having some ideas about what we should do. So let's look at the phone. Oh, and it's now covered in rust. Okay. Okay. Not too bad. Okay, looks like we're getting a new fuel tank and a sending unit. And then I will do some looking into that carburetor, maybe just throw a quickie replacement Holly on there and see what we get out of that. So I'm gonna clean off this intake manifold a little bit. It is just covered with grime, so we're gonna get that out of there, clean out the little ports and the intake manifold, and try to keep some crud out of there. Now's the time to do it because everything's out of the way, and I get a little bit weird about that stuff. I'm gonna take time out because ball and frisbee is life around here. So, okay. Ready to open our wire kit here. I always like to lay these out so that, oh my gosh, I have got places to put that. Back in the box. Man, it'll smell good. New car parts can smell good, just like a new car. Anybody guess what that is? The little short one? Anyone? I don't know how you would change the plugs on these at race day with those manifolds, because they would be so friggin' hot. I think this is the universal sign of a leaking heater core. The loop-de-loopy. So I'm gonna get rid of this, at least for now. I'll go in and put some caps on it. They're not the greatest long-term fix, but until we get a heater core in this car, I'm sure he wants to drive it in the cooler weather, so we will fix that. But I gotta get down here and drain the radiator, so you get to listen to me do a lot of grunting and when I try to get up. Alright, we got good green antifreeze. That's a nice sign after what we saw in the fuel. Holy cow, I'm still trying to get over that. I think we'll get inside this car too and do a little rearranging on the gauges. Everything is just kind of disheveled under the dash on this thing. If anybody out there has a 69 Road Runner ashtray they'd like to sell, give me a shout. This car needs one and we don't have one. One man show here today, so sometimes there's a bit of a struggle. I'm going to go ahead and put a little dielectric grease on these because I like them to come off. And a lot of times you get them down in those hot engine bays, and over time you also pop these wires off after you put them on. I'll start with the longest one and go to the driver's side rear, because that's the longest one to reach back around to the distributor, and then you just kind of, long ones to the back, shorter ones to the front, and then the longer ones also on this big block have to go to the driver's side, so you just kind of got to sort it out. So I'm going to get all these hooked up here or put in place, and then I will move on to getting them lined up in the on the distributor and get them wired to the distributor. Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, really? Oh, right in my antifreeze.
So next step is lining them up on the distributor, but I wanted to test fire this car today, but with the fuel condition right now, I am not going to run any more fuel through this until I get a tank in it. So that's probably going to be the end of the video for today, and then I will be back on this midweek to get the brakes on, probably pop another carburetor on here, and then the brake booster, and then we'll get to do a test drive in the 440 4-speed 69 Road Runner. So thanks for hanging out. Have a great week, and see you then.